Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It is about 4:30ish in the morning. We're loaded up, ready to go, and we're going to take you with us along the road trip and see what we see on the way, and we'll see you when we get to where the car is. Here, and we are in Missouri. Robbie and Riley and June have already went inside to look at the car. The name of the place we're at is B&B Kustoms, and that is with a K. I'll drop their Facebook page will be in the description below, so go check their page out, give them guys a follow, and I'm gonna go in here and check the car out and see what Robbie thinks. We're gonna get this thing loaded up and head back to North Carolina. So yeah, we'll see you when we get back to North Carolina. All right, after getting some much needed sleep and rest, you've already started on the car.
Yeah, we started doing some things on it. You weren't here, so we didn't think of no filming of it, but it's, we got back, got some rest on Saturday, and woke up at 9 o'clock this morning, and you ain't gonna get racing if you don't get started on it.
So, what are we gonna show here?
We can show most of the car. There's a few trick things under the front, so if you come by the pit and the hood's on it, don't ask to take the hood off.
So we're gonna show the front end, but not with the hood off.
Yeah, I mean, it fits all the rules. I already confirmed with Corey Stamper for his rule set for his Extreme Street class. If it fit his rules, I know it'll probably fit everybody's rules. I mean, I don't really see a lot of Fox bodies locally that have done this stuff that's done to the front end. Maybe on some more race car like radial stuff you might see it, but I guess we're gonna see how it does in no prep stuff. It's nothing that's a real big secret. It's just if you see it, you probably think it's cheated up. But you know, if you ain't trying to get the upper hand on somebody, you're not gonna win.
Well, that's true.
But I mean, we can show the back. I mean, it does have fiberglass hatch, and it's got a one-piece front end. You know, like I said, I mean, I confirmed with Corey before we even drove there if this car would fit his rules, because I know his rules are the tightest. And he basically told me that if you complain about this car being in his class, you should have showed up last year.
Yeah, he had tighter rules last year.
That's what he said. He said the rules were tighter last year, and he loosened them back up for this year. And so it'll give us a good opportunity to double enter. Probably to double enter at a lot of races this year. You know, the car can fit big tires. It can fit 26s, small tire, street class. I mean, a set of doors, and it'll be ready for street class.
So it's obviously, I mean, you can see it's red.
Don't have a name for the car yet?
No, I don't have a name. I was jokingly said I was going to call it Tampax.
I know we've been throwing around a bunch of different names.
Yeah.
So maybe y'all leave some comments.
It's got to be something unique. I don't
Yeah.
want like no basic red car name.
Basic generic name or nothing. Y'all throw some names out in the comments there and see if you might grab something from that. Never know.
Never know.
So, what have you got done so far today?
We made a Holly dash mount for the dash. Mounted the turn signals, the horn button, all that stuff, you know, because street car.
Don't have that horn in there.
Wired in some of the headlight stuff. Mounted the Dominator. Mounted switch panel.
You know, we'll show them all this.
Yeah, we can show some of that. Then in that car, I had all the wiring up under the dash, and I mean, it took a lot of time, and it was neat, but just if you had to work on it at the track was, you know, kind of a nightmare. And adding sensors on and on. So now where I've got the Dominator, if I add sensors or anything, it's right here. You just pop the door open and you're there. It's not none of this crawling up under there.
Pulling the seat out, laying in the floorboard. So I know I have not asked you yet. Are you satisfied with the car so far? Was it everything that you was expecting it to be, or a little more?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously I made posts looking for cars, so you can find something that sits this exact same way. Somebody will want 25,000 for it, you know, or you see one. I've seen some deals already that were a little bit cheaper than this, and it was kind of the same thing, but at the end of the day, though, everything works out because it's how it's supposed to be. Like, you know, I might have paid a little more than what I should have, or what. It's always everybody's opinion. Everybody values something differently.
Yeah. Well, a certain thing you're looking for in the car, it may not be as important to the next person.
I mean, like a lot of people will send you cars and they need a paint job, or they're rusted out, or they're this, or they're that. You know, my thing, like, I know obviously the quarter panel had some issues on that thing. It was not the nicest under the hood and stuff because I never really took the time to fix it up, but it always had kind of a nicer outside look to it, you know, kind of a flashy color, and this red is kind of flashy, and I've just always kind of like a nicer slick paint job on like a race car. It sucks if you hit something, but I just kind of like having something that's presentable, I guess you could say.
Do we want to show what Papa Smurf look like now?
You can show.
We'll go over in a minute and show
It's
them.
in bad shape, but it's not leaving.
Yeah, plans are to keep it.
Plans are to make some money with this for the end of that. We'll see. I don't know, but it's got like just some nice touches with like the lift-off hatch. I mean, the way the Zeus rails are made, and like all the Zeus fasteners that these guys installed, they all fit very nicely. The front end comes off easy. You know, everything snaps in good. It fits good.
They took the time to make sure it was, like I said, easily to take off and put back on. So
It'd definitely be a lot easier to work on.
Oh yeah.
Which we didn't work on it much because, you know, it's a Coyote, so you don't have to service them that much.
Yeah, you've not touched on that yet. You're still leaving Coyote.
Yeah, same everything. So like, you know, we had the issue with the heads. So Sammy and Cornbread come back and got the heads, and they're putting the new springs and new valves in another casting of head that I had. So we're gonna start out the year with all new, fresh valve train, and I don't know. Hopefully it'll go fast. It might break into the forge. We'll see.
Might.
It might not.
Well, we'll go over here and show them a little bit of what's left of Papa Smurf.
There won't be much more left when I get the Sawzall out.
Well, that way they'll kind of know what it looks like right now versus what it looks like, you know, whether, you know, however many years it takes you or months.
If I can go win a big race, it won't take any years.
I'll put it out there. Are you looking for any call outs first round with this thing?
Not yet. We gotta test it first.
All you need is a couple hits in the street.
Maybe. I mean, if the couple hits go good, I mean.
Once you learn the car and get a few passes under your belt, is there anything you're looking to gun for?
I mean, I would like to be that extreme street car, you know, like that. You know, if you're in extreme street, everybody's wanting to drop back to daily driver because you're in extreme street. I mean, everybody says that's puppy kicking, but you know, you get in where you fit in, and you know, if they change the rules, then it's set up for small tire and just move right on up.
Sound like you got an interesting plan for this thing.
I mean, what we do is streetcar stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, this may look like a race car to your average person, but it's still street. Like I can drive it.
You'll be able to drive his car
do-
just like you did your
Yeah,
other
I
one.
mean, do whatever. I mean, so it kind of appeals to what we do as far as streetcar stuff.
It's just might be a little more on the
Extreme side.
yeah, extreme side. So,
That's why they call it extreme street.
well, like I said, we'll go over and look at what's left of it, and we'll come back over here and start showing them this one. And here we are, what's left of it. Rear end's gone. Still got the doors.
They're for sale if you need.
Yeah, if y'all need some doors, they're for sale. And here's what's left up front. Fenders are gone, sold.
Got some 13, 14 headlights. Big check.
Kind of looks pitiful, to be honest with you.
It's just, there's a lot of things I want to redo that weren't. Everything was done at work, but I was too concerned with going racing to spend the extra 30 minutes to clean it up or paint something or whatever. You know, people always get their own opinions on stuff, and that's like this thing. I mean, I'm just taking my time with. I mean, it'll probably be racing soon. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it'll be soon. It's just, you know, it's like I said. I mean, trying to race every weekend, it's you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
there's some things I don't have the patience for, like doing all the aluminum panels in the back of this. Like the roll cage was installed, so I was reaching over seats and roll cage trying to drill and pop rivet. And this is already done. You can move around in this cage. I mean, it'll be easy to take seats in and out. It just, when you're getting paid to do it on somebody else's car, it makes a difference. When you do it on your own, you're like, yeah, 3 or 4 of them will hold it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Where do you want to start at? How you want to show it? Whatever, right here.
I mean, it comes with a fuel cell in it, same size I had before. This is what I was talking about with the Zeus rails. I mean, they're kind of molded into the factory. It's got some weight mounts. I'm going to try to decide if I can use my original weights or make a bar. Kind of goes into both, make a couple bars. It's got all the factory wiring still for this stuff we're going to hook to. They did a nice job with the tin work. I mean, everything is cut real nicely around the bars. And battery mount. It's got some weight mounts under the car. It has a Team Z 9-inch in it. Come with like some AFCO shocks. Nothing too crazy. It has the Mirrorlat upper and lower torque boxes done. Strange center section. I mean, most of your basic stuff. I mean, it's nothing special. I mean, we'll play it off that way, but I mean, it's definitely. I mean, the 8.8s can go fast because these cars are light. I had problems with the 8.8, but it was just a nice little upgrade. But I mean, like you can see through the back glass, this thing has, you know, bars. It comes down. It has the around. I mean,
I'll give an inside shot too.
it's definitely got a lot more cage than what I had. So, what I was going with my car on the front side, like a prep track, if I wrecked it, I know they got a good safety rate, and it probably wouldn't have ended up good. So I felt more comfortable in this because I mean I would drive the wheels off that thing and push it to the limit. So I don't want to wreck this one, but you know you gotta know your limits and know how to drive something. They come with RC comp double beadlock wheels. Kind of a weird size, but you know we ain't gonna really talk about that. Some might say it's cheated up.
Do what?
Might say the wheel size is cheated up. It's a 15-inch wheel. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, I had 12s on my car, but these ain't 12 and they ain't 10, so I don't know what they are. They just said that they're 15 something.
Okay, we'll let it go with that.
But it's got some big 3-to-4 subframe connectors, so it should be good. And if we need to, we can make some underneath bracing.
Yeah, because it's all tied in really good together.
It's all rigid and firm. I mean, It's definitely very well built for what I was looking for.
Well, we got the June in there. Y'all can probably hear him in the background with
He's
it.
wrenching away. I think he's more excited than I am.
Hey, I mean, he'll probably give us a comment here in a minute.
It's even got all
We'll get over to him.
all new weather stripping. I mean, that's a real street car. Factory, look, factory glass in the back. I mean, you don't get much more street than that.
Well, it's funny you say that because of what he's installing right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have a horn, turn signals, headlights, parking lights. I mean, this thing passes an NC state inspection.
I'm not even going to touch that one. Yeah, well, let's get up to the inside here and see what we got. All right. Let me show a little bit of the cage there. She Dominator over there.
Yeah, like normally I wouldn't really do something like that nice on my own car, but this morning I went through, put 2 rev nuts, built this little plate for it. That way, you got to service a connector, you can just boom it right there. Before, in that car, I was up under the dash, and so now it's serviceable, and we're gonna run the Dominator stuff running along this lower bar. I'm gonna have all my relays and stuff kind of behind the passenger seat. That way it's all serviceable and not really hard to get to, like if you need a relay or a fuse or just something along those lines, and kind of keep all your wiring contained to this side of the car. And it's just a few more extra minutes to do stuff like putting in the rev nuts and getting the bolts and hardware, matching hardware. I mean, like a lot of stuff that I was doing on my car, I would just find whatever bolt nuts I could use, and I'd have to have 10 different sockets to take them out. But that's that's my car, and like I was just ready to go, like ready to race. That was the thing. So I mean, like I said, this thing is really not going to take that long to get ready to race. Mostly we're just waiting on a K member and a few other odds and ends because it was set up for a LS deal. So like I said, it's just going to be nice to have everything right here in the passenger seat. Like I measured, the seat and the seat mount, and nobody's feet will be close to that, and really not many people are going to be riding anyways. And the ones that do, they'll know, obviously not to kick the wires or anything, but it's going to be all nice and neatly tucked and ran down.
See, you already got your Holly dash in there too. Switch panel.
Yeah, it looks massive in this car. It did not
Actually
the
does.
panel did not look that big in the blue car, but it is what it is. Like I got a bunch of switches, and some of them I use and some of them I don't, and probably don't need that many. But it's just nice to have things like a burnout switch, and like if I want to put the lights on a switch, like if I'll probably wire up the backup lights to come on with the trans brake, but it would be nice to kind of have something in between, like during the daylight, so it's just little things like that, so you don't have to have them on. Just turn your switch on with the power or whatever. Kind of the options are limitless. But it did come with the chute handle and everything already, in a good location. They were going to move the seat back a little bit. Had an adjustable steering mount, so we got the steering wheel kind of where I want it. Come with all the brake and gas pedals in it. But if I had the time and didn't have anything else to work on and had the parts, we could probably go to the Myrtle Beach race Saturday if I had the heads. But
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that, really it'd be racing if this was all I had to work on.
Well, I say we jump out here and give them a full view of the car from the front, so they can see what it looks like.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that ain't gonna see the front this year. This whole new car is bringing out some new energy in 2025.
Oh God, here we go.
I was beside these people with a 3,700-pound car with no weight in it. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this thing.
Well,
It might be on its lid from doing a backflip because the blue car tried to wheelie so much.
well, yeah, he was on the back tire several times with it.
I don't know. I was just messing around, but really for what I had, I went decently quick with what I had and the weight, but I don't know. I'm not really sure how to act with something that puts me in the same playing field, I guess you could say, as other people.
Right.
Kind of on the same playing, like same level.
Yeah. I mean,
There's not taking enough to a gunfight.
You had plenty of motor and power in the blue car.
And I outrun a lot of cars that sat like this.
Right.
And a lot of it's surface dependent, but I was having to rely on putting so much more power
Right.
that it just wouldn't take. As to now, I don't really need to do that.
Right. Weight, it was a factor.
I'm not trying to be one of those guys that's talking while it's on the lift or jack stance, but the combo was proven in that car for what it was. So if it works just as good in this car, I mean, you know, it enters you a whole new field if you enter small tire, but you know, you got to have that energy to be confident.
Right.
And that's how I'm
Well,
coming.
we've said it before. There's a difference in racing confident and racing cocky.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you got to go in confident and feel good about your racing program. And
I'm confident that I can put in the time and the dedication and the hours making suspension changes, tuning changes, you know, just every little thing to try to get that next bit of it. Like, I'm gonna try to be more serious about, you know, taking notes. Like, if I change the shock one click, I'm gonna have me a notebook. I'm gonna write it down. Changed it one click at this time of day on this date at this track. And, you know, weather changes. You know, I mean, all of that goes into a factor. I mean, look at the past dig or die. I mean, and you hardly ever run in air like that. So if you go back to tune-ups from the Christmas race before that, you're like, oh wow, we're 2,000 more lower DA. I mean,
oh, it was crazy down there.
you would have that note, and it's gonna be a hassle probably at first to carry around a book. And
Right.
I might try to make me like a sheet that has, you know, things that could change and something just template to fill out at each race or track. That way, if you know you go to Wilkesboro 3 or 4 times a year, if it's 50 degrees a few times in the same DA,
Yeah, you got a tune for
you
it.
got similar
Notes
data.
for it.
You know, you can have your tune-ups saved as, you know, things,
Whatever.
But, you know, you can add notes in the Holly stuff, but nothing beats a good paper note.
That's true too. But yeah, like I said, you know, going in confident, you know, because you can beat yourself mentally doing this,
Mm-hmm.
and we've seen it happen.
I'm just confident in the way this thing's set up. I've seen what it went before.
Yeah.
The suspension settings, I was kind of told. So, I mean, it has a good starting point. And it's been fast on the street. And, you know, the good thing is, I'm glad I didn't buy a local car because everybody's like, oh, that's always such and such's old car. So, kind of bought a car that wasn't listed. And, you know, we drove almost 12 hours away to get it one way. So,
Yeah.
there was a lot of good deals locally, but I'm kind of different about stuff like that. I just don't really want something that somebody knows or has seen. And this car is a different color before when it was raced, so
Yeah.
no one knows it.
Yeah, they showed us what it was before. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I like the color myself. They got another one up there, they're painting the same color.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, and like you just touch on there a minute ago about, you know, going to the race, you know, going in confident. And, you know, anybody that races with us, you know, the other guys, whether it be Tobin, Leo, Brandon, whoever, you know, I've always told them too, I said, you know, you about have to be dedicated to this sometimes.
There's definitely a level to it. I mean, we literally just got back and we're working on it.
Yeah. I mean, he ain't been started on it.
So, like I said, if I didn't have anything else to work on, I'd be racing next weekend. But maybe a couple of weeks. As soon as I get the heads back, it'll be ready.
Yeah.
We're going to try to have everything ready to just set the motor and trans in, and then it'll fire up. That's why we worked on a lot of the wiring.
Getting everything like you said you wanted on the inside and getting it ready for the move to the outside. Well, let's get a shot of this thing up front. Here you guys a little closer viewed versus.
I don't have the hood on there exactly perfect.
Yeah, we just kind of got it laying up there for right now.
Can't show that top secret stuff I was talking about.
Yeah. What I have going on here with a big
It's
hole?
just a single turbo LS. So I think I'm gonna try to build me like a little inlet that splits off to my turbos and kind of blocks the hole to fit, you know, force feed air to the turbos, because I don't really want to cut this thing up to put air in the front. They made the hood themselves. The guys who got the car from the B&B Kustoms, they have a fiberglass shop next door, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so if y'all, anybody out there looking for a hood, hit them up or hit us up. We'll get you in contact with them.
It's got the headlight. I like the one-piece headlights. That was kind of a must. I mean, they're really nice, but a lot of people probably won't be seeing them this year. So I could probably take them out because,
There you go. Street cruising.
yeah, street car, so you gotta have them.
I'm gonna walk around the car here and kind of show. different view of it, so they can.
The front wheels aren't staying, but if anybody wants to sponsor a set of front wheels, I'll take them. I heard Kaiser specifically having a tax time sale.
Before we finish this video, is there anything else that you can think of right now? I mean, there'll be more videos on it, you know,
Yeah,
showing,
they do work.
doing the
Might
engine
show a
work.
video of the motor going in, but I have to get some blankets and some stuff. And,
You grudge racer now?
no, I mean, I'm not grudge racing, but there's some things that you don't see done on a Fox Bay that these guys figured out, and you know, it's you got secrets and you don't want to let them out, and we'll find out if they work for us. If they don't, then it's no big secret. But if it works, it works.
Yeah. I notice you're standing a little RX-7 right here.
Yeah.
Gonna get a little teaser on it. Not too much, because there will be a video on it.
Yeah, did some welding on it, fab work that I've never done before. Turned out decent.
And this car has a very, the guy that owns this car has a very special, good story that goes with the car and why it's painted the color it is. So I'll be watching for a video on that one. And that's about all I can think of.
I can't give you your closer because I've got this new energy for 2025, so I'm not gonna do it.
Well, like, share, subscribe then.